everyone, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on a sort of a date night black brown smoky eye. It's really pretty and it's pretty easy to create, so if you'd like to see how I get this look, please keep watching. So to save some time before filming this look, I already did my brows off camera. So to start here, I'm going to use my Becca Backlight Priming Filter all over my face. I cannot say enough about this product. You can get it at Sephora, and it is really high quality illuminating primer that will give you kind of a lit from within glow underneath your foundation. Next, I'm going to line my upper and lower water lines with my Marc Jacobs eyeliner. I honestly don't know the actual name of this product because it was one of my birthday gifts from Sephora. So it took me a little while to warm up to this product actually, but I now really like it for looks like this. It just gives you a really nice sort of gel liner finish on your waterline. So I'm going to just put that all over my upper and lower water lines to start this look. With a smoky eye like this, I like to do the eyes before doing this to the rest of the face. It just gives you an opportunity to kind of go in and clean up when you're using dark shadows and liners. Next, I'm going to go in with my Loreal New True Match Super-Blendable makeup in the neutral spectrum in N4. It's also called Buff Beige. You can get it at Target. It's a really cost-effective foundation. I love the finish. It gives you a really nice glow, again, without being too dewy, which is something that I really like. I'm going to take this on a damp beauty blender and just dot it all over my face. With the beauty blender, it's really important that you run it under the faucet or dip it in water beforehand and then dry it off a little bit on a towel so that it's just a little bit damp. It just picks up some of the extra product, so if you accidentally put on too much foundation or powder, it will help to remove some of that excess product and just give you a really flawless finish all over your face. You don't want to drag the beauty blender across your face. You do just kind of want to bounce it up and down and dab it in. You can always go in with a fluffy brush and kind of blend out your work if you need to afterward, but I've found that the beauty blender does a fine job of that on its own. Something else to note about this foundation is I would call it probably a medium coverage. So if you're someone who likes fuller coverage, you may want to go with something a little bit different, or if you like a lighter coverage, you maybe just want to use a tinted moisturizer. Anything would be fine. I just think a medium coverage for something like this smoky eye is just really nice and natural. After I finish blending out my foundation, I then go in with my NYX Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour Duo Stick in Deep, which is also known as WSO3. I'm just going to go in with the light shade in that it's kind of a cream contour stick. I'm going to go in with the lighter shade and use that under my eyes. It is pretty close to the color of the foundation. I'm not going to do a crazy contour and highlight for this look because I want the eyes to be the focus, so I'm just going to dab that under my eyes with my finger. Finally, I'm going to go in and set everything with my Sonia Kashuk Brightening Powder. It's a loose, translucent powder with a big fluffy brush. I think this one's from e.l.f., but you can use any fluffy brush that you like, and I'm just going to use a really light layer of that powder to set the makeup before I go in and finish the eye. Because I'm going to use some very dark and pigmented shadows for this look, I am going to take some Scotch tape and I'm going to place that on both eyes. I'm going to place that underneath the eye, angled up towards the end of my eyebrow. We can go in and touch up the foundation after this, but it's just going to help us keep a really nice clean line once we finish the eye. The first thing I'm going to do to start this look is to go in with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. If you have an issue with creasing, like I did for years, Painterly is a really good primer to help stop that. I don't really have a creasing issue anymore, but I do want the colors to stand out, and it's a good base to help those eyeshadows stick. Next, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Professional Eyeshadow Brush and my Clinique ColourSurge Eyeshadow Super Shimmer palette in the color Lucky Penny. I'm just going to put that all over my lid, stopping as I get sort of towards the eye socket and going right into that tape just to give a nice shimmery base in sort of the shimmery taupe for this look. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Oak from the Kat Von D Metal Matte eyeshadow palette, which I've been loving. It is limited edition, and I believe it's still available at Sephora, so get your hands on it if you can. I highly recommend it. This is one of the Sonia Kashuk brushes, which I believe is also a limited edition from her, and it's just a fluffy brush that I'm going to use for eyeshadow. It has a nice flat face, but nice long bristles, so you can get a good color payoff and also blend it out. I am going to put this on blend it with my MAC 217 brush, which is another really, really good versatile brush. Blend it right out into the tape through the socket and a little bit above, buff that in with the 217 brush, and then repeat the process until I have the color that I want. Something that'll be really important is that once we've blended everything out, we just really won't have any harsh lines other than where we take the tape off, so it'll look like as natural as a smoky eye can look. Once I've blended that brown oak color to where I want it, I'm then going to take that same Kat Von D Metal Matte palette and the matte black shade, which is called Jet, and I'm going to apply it with the other side of that same Sonia Kashuk brush and do the same blending process with my MAC 217 back and forth to again get that color payoff. I am going to try and concentrate this black a little bit more on the outer corner, so right there in the tape before blending it in, and then I'll start to pack the color in towards the middle portion of my eye. One thing I really, really like about this Sonia Kashuk brush that I am just addicted to it now for these dark shades is that when you are working with something that is a really heavily pigmented color, you can build it as opposed to, you know, feeling like you've made a mistake if you accidentally put too much on at the beginning. Next, what I'm going to do, still sticking with that Kat Von D Metal Matte palette, is use what I end up doing is mixing 3 of the metal shades, Glitz, Twinkle, and Volt. Glitz is sort of a shimmery baby pink, Twinkle is a shimmery mid purple, and Volt is a shimmery sort of a deep plum. And I'm going to pat that onto about the inner third of my lid using another e.l.f. Professional eyeshadow brush, and I have a bunch of these. They're really good for packing on color in specific places. I'm then going to go back in with that Sonia Kashuk brush that already has some remnants of the black and brown shades that we use and blend that a little bit over the middle of the lid just so that there isn't a harsh, stark line where those two colors meet. And I'm going to take a brush that is also in that e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush collection, although it's more of a domed brush with a little bit longer bristles, so it's good for blending. And I'm just going to take that Clinique Lucky Penny shadow that we started out with and blend over the very top of where all those shadows are coming closer to my eyebrow. So I'm just going to blend that out so that there's a little bit more of a gradient. And again, no harsh lines. Finally, I'm going to be using another one of the e.l.f. Professional eyeshadow brushes, one of the flat brushes again, and going in with the Kat Von D Metal Matte shade in Bone, which is a almost white, more of an ivory matte shade, and going in and blending that through my brow bone. As you'll see off camera, I just went ahead and did the other eye, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Scotch tape off, and you'll see that there is a really, really nice crisp line. Then I'm just going to take my damp UV blender and whatever foundation is still left on that blender and go ahead under the crease and fill back in any areas where the tape took off the foundation. With my e.l.f. Professional Concealer brush, you can really use any kind of a liner brush. I'm going to take Kat Von D's Jet and Oak, mix them together, and run those just underneath my eyelid to smoke out that bottom lid. If you want, like I'm doing, you can take one of those flat shadow brushes and go in and smoke that out even further just to bring that line a little bit lower under your lower lash line. You can do whatever you prefer. I decided not to go with fake lashes for this look, but instead I'm going to use 2 mascaras. I'm going to allow some time for the first one to dry before I put the second one on. So for the first mascara, I'm using Maybelline the Falsies Volume Express Hydrofuge, and it's in brownish black. I'm just going to put that all over my top and my bottom lashes. I'm going to take Benefit's Hoola bronzer, which I cannot say enough good things about. It's a great versatile shade for almost any skin tone, and a big fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to blend that all over my forehead, underneath my cheekbones, and just give myself a really nice bronze glowy look. This brush is really, really good for bronzing without contouring too much because it's nice and fluffy. It'll give you a nice distribution of color and keep things looking pretty natural on your face. Next step will be to use a nice sort of a fan brush from e.l.f. With the Physicians Formula Multicolored Blush in Blushing Rose. This is a really great blush. As you'll see, I dropped it and broke it recently, but I still have quite enough to use in there. You'll see I'm applying that sort of right over the bronzer above my cheekbone, and then I'm coming through to the apple of my cheek. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with this. It is a really, really nice summery color, so I don't want to go too crazy with putting that blush on. I realized here that I forgot my highlighter, which is one of my favorite products. So now that I've gone back and grabbed that, I'm going to go in with that same Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush that we used to put the bronzer on with my Becca by Jaclyn Hill Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. This is a great, beautiful highlighter, and I'm just going to put that on with that big brush because I want to be very, very glowy with this smoky eye look. I'm going to go right over the tops of my cheekbones and along the bridge of my nose and also onto my Cupid's bow with this. Another trick I like to use is to use a fluffy sort of a shadow brush and go over my brow bone with that as well. It really helps to brighten up the eye. I also did actually drop the Champagne Pop right after filming this video, so RIP, but I still do thankfully have some left in the pot. After finishing that highlighter, I'm going to take my second mascara, the Rimmel Scandalized Retro Glam mascara, and this is in Extreme Black, and I'm going to go over my lashes once more to just give them that false lash look without actually having to apply false lashes. Wanted to smoke that eye out a little bit more, and I'm not using a liner for this, so I'm actually taking one of those flat shadow brushes with Jet from the Kat Von D palette and just pseudo lining my top lash line very, very, very lightly, just to give it a little bit more of that black smoke. Now I'm going to grab that same NYX Wonder Stick in Deep and take that same concealer color that we used under the eyes, and I'm actually just going to pop that onto my finger and dab it onto my lips. I want a really nude lip for this because the eye is pretty dramatic. Then I'm going to take my Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Gloss in 215 Supernatural, and I'm just going to dab that on my finger as well and pop that just over my lips for a really, really natural shine. It felt a little bit weird to be sitting there with a French braid and a t-shirt with a smoky eye look, so I went ahead and curled my hair and just put on some jewelry and a dress to show you one way that you could wear this look out. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. If so, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.